We're up to Halacha Yomi. We are in page 393, Halacha 57. Shehayanu is not recited upon making Bekat Levana, even if it's the first time you're saying the Baracha. Why not? So over here they bring that the Shehayanu is not recited because the entire Bracha is being recited for blessing Hashem that there's a new moon. So Shehayanu would be considered redundant. Bekat Levana is saying Thank you Hashem for the new. It's the same thing as Shehayanu. Okay. The kafah. What?
I thought it's because it's within 30 days.
That's another reason. The Pri Hadash says it's not possible. It is possible to recite Bekat Levana within 30 days, so therefore no Shehayanu is recited. Kafah Haim Palaja says another reason is because you're not allowed to stare at the moon, so therefore you should not say Shehayanu. He also says the moon was minimized because of the sin of Chava and Adam Rishon, and one should not recite a Shehayanu. That's something that reminds us of a sin. Okay. 58, it's praiseworthy to say Bekat Levana slowly and from a Sidur. You know, there's some people who say, Rabbi, you say for us. We listen. You should get your own Sidur and you should say it also yourself.
There's one guy who he likes Halachot, but he says, Rabbi, I'm going to listen.
59, before reciting the Baracha, one should recite chapter Tehillim, Hallelujah, Et Hashem min Hashamayim. Okay, afterwards one should look up at the moon, straighten one's legs together like you'd say Amidah, and then look down and say the bracha. Okay, Shulchan Aruch and Ben Ishai Chazon Ovadia. It says one should look up at the moon before saying the verse. Ki ireh shamecha. Okay, 60. According to some opinions, one should stand facing the east when saying the bracha. However, others are not particular. 61. One should not stare at the moon when saying the bracha. 62. If one looked up at the moon and got distracted, such as if one is waiting for the minyan to come, he may nevertheless recite the bracha within 5 minutes of looking up at the moon without having to look up again, even if he has spoken in the interim. 63. If one recited the bracha without looking at the moon first, he has fulfilled his obligation. The bracha does not need to be said again. 64. The bracha must be recited standing, not while leaning on something. If you're sick and ill, you can lean on something. 65. One should remain in one spot when you say the bracha. You should not be walking around. It's customary in some communities, one person says bracha, and the rest of the congregation says along with him quietly. Okay. 70. When saying Keshem Shanachum Merakdim Kenegdech, it's customary to lift one's heels and to jump. Right? Just like when you say Kadosh Kadosh Kadosh, one should be careful not to bend over or bend one's knees when doing so as not to appear as if he's bowing towards the moon. Okay, you gotta jump. You gotta lift your heels. 71, it's customary to say 3 times. When repeating the phrase Amen, 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 one should take a short pause. Amen, Amen, Amen. 73, some people recite the phrase Left Arba Elokim 7 times. Some people say it only 3 times. Some Ashkenazim have the custom to say Aleinu after Bekat Levana, but our custom is not to say Aleinu. 75, after Bekat Levana, it's customary to say Shalom Aleichem 3 times. This can be said even if there's only one other person present. Okay. That's the reason Shalom Aleichem. I saw one time it says, as the sun and the moon didn't have peace, they were jealous of each other. So we say Shalom Aleichem, we shouldn't make the same sin. 76, when we're praying with Ashkenazim, we'll say Shalom Aleichem to each person specifically. One should not interrupt when citing bracha, say Aleichem Shalom. Let's say in the middle of bracha, someone says Shalom Aleichem to you. You can't stop in the middle of bracha and say Aleichem Shalom. I'm in the middle of bracha. 77, some people have the custom to say the name Yitzchak twice after Bekat Levana. The Chacham Chaim Palaji says it's also good to look at someone named Yitzchak after you say Bekat Levana. 78, one who does not have a Sephardic siddur can say it from Ashkenazi, especially if you're going to forget to say it later. If there's a minyan after the Bekat Levana, you say Kaddish Israel. Since there's differences between Bekat Levana and Sephardim and Ashkenazim, if there are enough people to make 2 separate binyanim, they're permitted to do so. After reciting bracha and prayers of Bekat Levana, many communities have the custom to sing and dance. However, when reciting Bekat Levana on Shabbat or Yom Tov, one should not dance. You're not allowed to dance on Shabbat and Yom Tov. Similarly, if one recited Bekat Levana before Tisha B'Av, then one should not dance afterwards. On Tisha B'Av, what's the reason we don't listen to music on the 3 weeks? Because it leads to dancing. So you see, dancing is a prohibition of the 3 weeks. So therefore, if you're saying Bekat Levana before Tisha B'Av, you should not do any dancing. Okay, I think next time we're gonna pick up with the laws of Selihot, laws of Elul already. You gotta get ready for Elul, and the Selihot are coming. Baruch Ne'olam.